What are we doing wrong when we are breathing?
I will put pranayama first.
Why?
Because what's pranayama? Is the breath work. Prana is the life energy that goes inside your body. It's a system. This system goes through your nadis.
At what stage did you realize that you are not fully fulfilled?
10 years ago, I had a heart attack. Before, I had a very poor balance between my private life and between work. And I got punished by my body. From this point, I decided to change my life. But something was missing. I didn't have any purpose.
Do you feel most people are more and more getting lost even after having a fulfilled life?
So basically, are you familiar with the Maslow pyramid, the 5 level of needs? So I was completing the 4 level and 5th were missing.
What are the best asanas?
I need seven asanas.
What are the primary drivers of anxiety and how someone can avoid it?
Anxiety is the fear of the future. It's imagining what tomorrow will be, what next week, what next month. And the brain tends to imagine the worst. We never imagine the best.
Like most of us, it has nothing to do with the current situation. It has everything to do with our future fallacy life that we are thinking of. And if we are attaching that stress to us today, how to detach from that life in terms of stress?
Stress, it's basically the reaction that your body has when you don't take action on something. If you are stressed because you have to do something tomorrow, as soon as you start thinking of doing something about it, your stress level will drop immediately.
Do you think our ability to handle stress is slowly reducing?
So you accumulate stress when you, for example, procrastinate or you don't face what's happening. The stress will keep on rising because you know you have something in the back of your mind, you have something to deal with and you don't want to deal with. This is stress.
Now, considering that my audience, we don't want to reach to heart attack level and we want to live a great life. At the same time, we want to balance our work. What was the first step that said that, okay, I'm going to first learn and then I'm going to teach? A lot of people look healthier on the outside, but internally they are struggling. Stress is rising, attention span are shrinking, emotions are harder to manage, and even people who are successful often feel mentally exhausted. On the top of that, with growing geopolitical tension around the world, there's a constant sense of anxiety, uncertainty, and curiosity of what's going to happen next. That's why practices like yoga, breathwork, mindfulness, and emotional mastery are no longer an option. They are becoming very essential in daily life. Because today people are not just chasing physical fitness, they are searching for peace, clarity, discipline, and control over their inner world. And to explore this deeper, we have someone whose work beautifully sits at the intersection of mind, body, performance, and personal transformation. He's a yoga master, a mentor, a health speaker who has spent years guiding high performers, including athletes, towards better balance and stronger inner alignment. Joining us today is Allaoua Gaham. In this episode, we'll break down what yoga really means in today's world, why so many people struggle with overthinking, emotional instability, and what truly separates high performers mentally, and how the mind, body, and emotion can actually be trained. And if at any point of time in this conversation, if you get value in your life, then please don't forget to subscribe this channel. Your support helps us to continue to bring better and meaningful guests with powerful conversation that will help you to grow. Thank you so much. So let's dive deep into this subject. Hey, Allaoua, welcome to the show.
Peter, my brother, how are you?
Thank you. I'm superb. How are you?
Excellent. A bit tired. It was a long week, but all is good. Thanks God.
Situations here are, of course, a little bit, there are hiccups, but I'm sure every work is going on perfectly, and we are also shooting our podcast at the same time.
Business as usual.
Yeah. Allaoua, the entire reason of today's meeting was you've been mastering yoga as a subject, and you're teaching a lot of the yogic life to many of your followers. I want to understand to my community, or there are a lot of entrepreneurs, that are a lot of CEOs. Today, the entire media has noised our brain to a level that I sometimes have doubts on my own self, or whether I'm really concentrating on what I want to do, or is it that I'm just carried up with the flow of what's happening around me. And therefore, when I was doing this research, I found that yoga is the best practice to basically walk inwards. And that's when I said, let me find a yogic teacher who teaches me about the yogic life. And if I understand it, I will share it to my audience and to all those entrepreneurs that actually are walking with me to build something of their own. And therefore, we would like to welcome you to the show for this reason.
Thank
Does
you.
it
Thank
make
you for
sense?
having me. It makes a lot of sense. And yeah, it's a very valid question. And I will start just by picking something that you said about things happening. One of the first value and understanding of yoga is coming from Patanjali, the Yoga Sutra. I believe it's the Sutra number 2. Yeah, Sutra number 1, it's yoga hat now. So everything has to do with the present moment. And I will explain this a bit. But just to go back on what you say, Sutra number 2 is a non-attachment. Attachment, it's the fundamental value and understanding of the so-called yogic life or yogic value. And what you just say, things that's happening. So I like to start by reminding people that nothing is happening to us, right? Nothing is happening to us. Everything is happening with us.
What do you mean by it?
It has a very deep meaning. When you consider that everything is happening to us, you have you tend to think that you are the main character of the story, but you're not. We're not, right? We're part of a system. So this is due to your ego. Everything that's going to happen in the world, you will think that this is personal, that this is happening to annoy you, to pressure you. That's the ego, definitely. But guess what? It's not true. Nothing is personal. You know, when there is challenging in life, you're not a target. You're just a part of a bigger system. So by understanding that, you already feel more comfortable and feeling that, okay, it's nothing personal towards me. It's things that happening and I have to position myself accordingly. So I have to be a part of this system, a part of this mechanism. And it's up to me to decide where I want to position myself in the system. So I found this very, very helpful when you start feeling overwhelmed by all this information, by all this pressure, but life, because life, it's nothing but challenges. You know?
Correct.
We have some period of time when life is easier and when we can enjoy. I like to call this pleasurable times. And during the pleasurable time, we want to enjoy. The rest of life is challenges, it's responsibilities, is pressure. It's things that we have to achieve and we have to take, you know, to be accountable for. And we cannot escape that.
No, in a very valid point, you said that things are happening around us. We are part of the system, but it depends on us whether we want to attach ourselves to that and make it as a part of our identity.
Yeah, and make
that's
it,
what you said is attach or detach, right?
Yeah, it's more than just identity, is about consequence. If things happen, what consequence it will have in my life. And it's not me who's saying that, it's Patanjali. It's one of the fundamental book of the yoga study, the Yoga Sutras. So it's one of the top 5 sutras. And it makes a lot of sense at different level, at the business level, at relationship level. When you start feeling sorry for yourself, you can move on. But if everything happens and you feel sorry for yourself, it will block you. And you will waste time wondering, why me? Why now? Do I deserve that? It's unfair. Yeah, life is unfair. You don't deserve good or don't deserve bad. It's where you position yourself.
So even if things are happening on the media, it depends on you when you want to involve yourself in it and when you want to come out of it.
Yeah, what is the level of layers you want to put between information and, you know, understanding? If someone giving you very bad news, it's up to you to decide if it's a bad news or no. And some people are strong enough to turn bad news in good news.
So how do you draw this line, Allaoua?
You decide. It's your consciousness.
It's my consciousness.
It's a decision.
But do you think people are conscious enough in the way they act?
Well, that's
because many things that happen they are subconsciously.
Yeah, but that's a part of my work. It's called mindfulness, making people aware about who they are and what's happening. When you're aware about that, then you can decide to take a position. It's like a business. You position yourself in the market. So you position yourself as a human in the industry of life, basically, with all this interaction that you have every day. And this will answer a lot of questions about expectation, about happiness, about sadness, about depression, anxiety. Everything can be managed at the root of the problem. So I always like to start by explaining my vision, which is my vision of life and my definition of life. I like to define life as the consequence of our choices. Let me repeat that. Life is the consequence of our choices. So we need to do thousands of choices every day. What I'm going to eat, where I'm going to go, who I'm going to see, what action, what decision I'm going to take. So if you take good decision, then you have good outcome, basically. So the consequence will be easy to deal with or will be enjoyable. On the other hand, if you keep on taking bad decision, then you have to deal with fixing the consequences, to apologize to people if you talk rough to someone, to try to get back what you lost if you lost someone. So ultimately, the reflection is like, how do I take good decision? And this is a part of mind clarity. And non-attachment principle play a major role on that. The present moment play a major role. The control of your emotion will determine if you have a clarity of mind enough to take the right decision.
So when you say mindfulness, which you're saying, let me first go to the principal question. Allaoua, first I want to understand what brought you to this journey. Is this your own mission in life of making people mindful? Or is it drawn from an experience of your past that actually brought you in this position?
It's a long journey.
In a very short time.
No, not long that it's long
because
to explain.
When I read about you, you were a corporate employee. And you were leading organizations at the corporate level.
Corporate employee. I was a business owner.
You were a business owner.
An entrepreneur,
yeah. When you were an entrepreneur and switching that life, the hustling life to become a yogic life, and then mastering yoga as a subject and now teaching people the yogic science or the yogic life. When the switch happened?
Well, I'm in Dubai since 20 years. 10 years ago, I had a heart attack. So basically, before I was managing two companies, I created two companies, one in cosmetic distribution and one in fashion industry. So it was doing very well. They're working day and night, and I had a very poor balance between my private life and between work. Sleeping like 2 hours per night. A very, very unhealthy lifestyle. And I got punished by my body. So I got a heart attack. I stayed in ICU for some time. I thought my life was over. And this is the beginning of everything. From this point, I decided to change my life. I was successful financially, but not emotionally. Something was missing. I didn't have any purpose. And this was how my yogi journey started. I was looking for a purpose. I was trying to understand who I am, who am I, why I'm here, what do I need to do. Almost at the same time, I met my wife. She was practicing yoga already for 10 years, and she's the one who introduced me to yoga.
Okay.
Now, to answer your question, for at least 3 years, I would try to avoid yoga. I hated it. It was hard. I didn't connect with it. And it's life circumstances who keep on bringing yoga ahead in my life. So it's clearly my destiny. I could not avoid it. I just embraced my path. And 10 years ago, I started to accept it. I think I just accept my calling. It was a true calling. I figured out that I was a good teacher, not necessarily a good yoga practitioner, because this takes a lot of time, a lot of practice, a lot of dedication. And I had a different approach of yoga.
Yeah, they say life, when you want to get rid of something, it actually haunts you more.
Yeah, when is your destiny, is your destiny. So whatever you do, wherever you go, you still have to. I mean, I'm happy my destiny was about yoga because it actually changed my life. It brings so much positive things. And it gives me a purpose and gives me a reason to live somehow, because now I'm useful, I'm helping people. And through my unique journey of an entrepreneur, I resonate now with the athletes and CEOs. So all my core clients are CEOs from big multinational. I'm very blessed. And top athletes, world champions, football, MMA. And I'm very humbled to be able to help them increasing their performance, honestly.
But I want to ask you one thing before we lead to that. What actually enlightened you for this purpose? What were you missing? Because you were financially great. From a business standpoint, you were doing good. I also figured out that in this entire conversation that You were married. I mean, you actually had a great life from a long-standing career. But what was the thing that was missing? Because most of us are in the same phase. We are doing great in our career. Our objectives are there to build great financial freedom. But what was really missing that said, I need a bigger purpose?
That's a very good question. So basically, are you familiar with the Maslow pyramid? Yeah,
Maslow pyramid.
The 5 level of needs. So I was completing basically the 4 level, and the 5th were missing. So let's remind you: you start with physiological needs. So you need to eat, you need to sustain yourself as a human. Then after, you need security, safely. So house, car, work, protection. Then you need to belong to a group. So I had my family, I had my employees, I had my friends. Then you need to have a position in your community. So I was CEO, so I had a pretty good position. Then what's missing? It's the self-recognition. And I think this was the starting point of the journey. Now, the consequence of that, it was my physical suffering. My health was very bad. Having a heart attack at 30 years old, it's not normal at all. So it was actually a calling for help for my body. And bottom line, what I did good is that instead of healing and going back to the same lifestyle, I changed everything. And this was the intelligence I had in this time, is that I reduced my stress level. I sold my company. I retired for some time so I can understand where I'm going. And it was the beginning of my self-exploration journey, and it led me to a lot of different great stuff. But that was the main thing. My body alerted me, and then I understood that I was not recognizing myself, and I needed to look for a purpose. And as much as I help people, I guess this is, we have all different destiny. And probably my guide teacher told me I'm probably not the destiny of a Brahman, like the teachers, the one who are here to enlighten. And the guru, that's why I call my book Guru. Because Guru, in Sanskrit, Gu means the darkness, and Ru means the light. So Guru, it's any individual who helps you going from the darkness to light, who enlighten you. So your parents are your guru, your teacher are your guru, your mentor is your guru. So I become my own guru during this period. So I kind of step further to something I had no idea.
So technically, once this purpose was defined, and correct, as the way you said, the Maslow's pyramid, when you have crossed certain ladders of life, you said, let me get self-recognition. And in your case, of course, the heart attack paused your life. And pausing of the life led you to certain reflections. And this reflection said, let me get self-recognition, and maybe towards that. And since your wife was already doing yoga, maybe that drew you as a motivation with her. Because anyway, you were resting at home and you had just paused your corporate life. But not everyone is able to decide like the way you decide, switch their life. Because maybe you were successful and you could actually pause your life. So when you actually switched your life, did you face any challenges from an economic standpoint, from a career recognition standpoint? Because that's where the stress, people don't want to switch, Allaoua, is because they are okay with the current life because it's giving them something. And if we switch, then there's going to be a lot of vulnerability.
That's a very, very good question. I don't advise everyone to switch brutally, to do it. I had no choice. When you had a heart attack, you're not concerned about the heart attack, you're concerned about your future. I'm disabled now, there's things I won't be able to do. So I had enough money to explore life, but money is not eternal. So then I had to find a way to, get a similar level of income. With yoga, it's not easy, because when you're an entrepreneur and then you start teaching, you cannot be rich by being a yoga teacher. So I had to find different way, and this is what awakened me into a different type of practice and different type of activities. But yeah, it was hard. It was very, very hard. And just to make something clear, back in the days, I didn't know what I was doing. I know now because I can look to the past, but I was just trying to survive, like emotionally, physically, mentally. And I just decided to explore, so I could not fix any objective.
And when was this? Which year?
It was 2006.
2016.
2016, sorry, 2016.
2016.
Yeah, 16. I had a heart attack October. Yeah, I started yoga end of 2016. More or less, yeah.
And see what a bold decision. When I look at those decisions of yours, you were ready to let go a lot of fake relations that were attached to you because of your corporate life. Because you give priority to some sort of change or transformation to your life. Because you found that there is something more to explore in life rather than just going from morning 9 to 6 work. I think, and with that, I'm sure there'll be many challenges that must have come in relationships, in economic conditions, in even maybe providing for the family at times.
Yeah, that's.
Can you
also,
take me to that patch of life?
Yeah, it's also a very good question, because the changes, then you, for example, just for your, okay, I was very successful and I had 2 MBAs and my parents and family support me. So when I told them that I'm selling my company, they don't understand. And I told them, look, I'm not happy like that and I need to make changes. They say, yeah, I mean, everyone thought I was doing a depression and it will just pass after 6 months, maybe a year. And I wasn't flexible. I'm not Indian. I'm Muslim. I had absolutely zero link with yoga. So when I was telling to people at some point, I'm studying to become a yoga teacher, when I came back from my first teacher training, like no one understood. I lost a lot of friends who actually was not really my friends, because, then you figure out, you have filter. And funny enough, the ones who left me the first are the one who came back a few years after, seeking advice on life and health, which I was happy to give. Then I was not married back in the days, but because of yoga, I found my wife, I got married, I got kids. So my growth was organically driven, basically, And it's very challenging because, now I'm a bit different. I'm trying to refuse stress, so I don't plan too far. Anything can happen. Even in the region where we live, I mean, being here for 20 years, like Middle East, there's always a risk of the situation sliding and for you to have to go. And same with life. Buddha say you have 1,000 problem until you get sick.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, until you got the heart attack, that was basically, and the driver of that heart attack was stress and your ambitious life.
Lifestyle. It was a very bad lifestyle.
Yeah,
Drinking, smoking, partying, working, not sleeping. It's like atomic bomb.
Yeah, so this stress, like most of us, where it has nothing to do with the current situation. It has everything to do with our future fallacy life that we are thinking of. And if we are attaching that stress to us today, how to detach from that? Because something has not happened. We are assuming and we are too much stressed to reach to a particular goal or to see that life in that fallacy life that we have built for ourselves in our mind. I want to know how to detach from that life in terms of stress. Okay, I could keep it as a goal, but why do I need to relate that with the stress, or why do I need to connect with the stress?
Well, there is 3 different things in your questions. Question number 1, what you're expressing is anxiety, it's not stress.
Okay.
So let's define. I explain what's anxiety after, but stress, it's basically the reaction that your body has when you don't take action on something. If you are stressed because you have to do something tomorrow, as soon as you start thinking of doing something about it, your stress level will drop immediately. So you accumulate stress when you, for example, procrastinate or you don't face what's happening, when you don't want to know. The stress will keep on rising because you have something in the back of your mind, you have something to deal with and you don't want to deal with. This is stress. So if you deal with things regularly and if you deal with things even ahead of the situation, to renew this, to prepare that, if you have a work of good anticipation, usually your stress level can be manageable. It's fine. And stress doesn't last. It comes, it goes. Anxiety is completely different. Anxiety is the fear of the future. Right?
It's the fear of the future.
Yeah. So what you describe, it's imagining what tomorrow will be, what next week, what next month. And the brain tends to imagine the worst. We never imagine the best. We never say, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be multi-billionaire. I'm going to be so healthy. I'm going to live until 120 years old. So, I mean, no one thinks like this. We have to force it. Right? the brain will go like, I have to pay that. Well, I'm going to deal with that. My wife going to leave me. My kids will do that. It's all these things that. So the good news, like, this is an illusion. It's not happening.
Yeah, it's not happening.
So no one knows, you don't know. So it's easy not to look at it.
So how to
it's your
detach
mind.
from this illusion?
To stay in the present moment. And this is the sutra number 1.
So
Present
before we
moment.
come to the sutra now, considering that my audience don't want to reach to this level of
Which level?
heart attack, okay?
Yeah.
So they don't want.
I
so
strongly advise
yeah,
everyone not to go there.
Okay, so we don't want to reach to heart attack level, and we want to live a great life. At the same time, we want to balance our work. And like the way when you choose your second phase of life, and today you're being a yoga master who teaches us the yogic life, and you've also experienced our life that we are living, the corporate life. So when you did this decision, where did you go for first training, or what was the first step that said that, okay, I'm going to first learn and then I'm going to teach? Because I'm saying that was 2016, maybe 2018 or something.
Yeah, I'm not a very good example of doing things right. As I told you, I avoid yoga. It came to me. I didn't choose yoga. I really feel deeply yoga chose me. So I didn't want to teach. If you want to know the story, I took my wife, she was my girlfriend back in the days, to Miami to learn yoga.
Okay.
I didn't want to go to India. I didn't want to go to Bali because I didn't want to learn yoga. I wanted to go with her in the ashram in 𝑾𝒉𝒂𝒕. And I thought I was very smart because I was paying $3,000 per person for 1 month's training. I mean, for me, I was like, any hotel in Miami will cost me 10 times this, so I'm doing a very good deal. My wife will do her yoga in the morning, whatever. And me, I'm going to go on the beach. I'm going to discover the city. And my first teacher there told me, I don't think you understand, buddy. If you sleep in my house, in our ashram, you wake up at 4:30 like everyone, you meditate like everyone, you do your 3 hours of hatha in the morning, then you do your due diligence of reading the Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Sutras, then you do your 3 hours Ashtanga in a... Man, I can barely touch my knee. I'm just recovering from a heart attack. So I mean, I don't give a damn about it. This is not my problem. If you want to sleep in this house, this is what it takes. The first week was hell. It was really hell. Okay. I was unhappy because I feel I didn't belong there. I was with like about a dozen people who was doing yoga since many years. Everyone was on his head, on his hand. I mean, I could barely sit on the floor with legs straight. So my journey was very unique, So now if someone wants to try yoga, what I recommend is just to find a center next to your house. Very simple. There's as much form as yoga. There is as much as instructors. Yoga is very big, It goes from, the yoga hatha, so the practice, covering all the bhakti yoga, the devotion, the raja yoga, which is more the intellectual part of yoga. So it's very, very wide. And inside the hatha, inside the practice, you have the hatha practice itself. You have the ashtanga, Iyengar, and all these new hybrids, like different. Doesn't really matter as long as you move your body and as long as you resonate with the teacher. Yoga is about gurundi. You have to resonate, understand what the person wants to teach you. You have to value what the person know and want to learn the same way. So it's not about yoga, it's about human relationship. So try different instructors, different teachers, different nationality, different pasts, and see what do you need. Do you need more? Someone who understands that you're tight, you need to stretch. Someone who needs that you need to actually burn this electric energy that you have inside, like static energy that you have inside, or you need to be calm and go to nidra, and So I really encourage everyone just to try different and see what makes sense. And even if it doesn't make sense too much at the beginning, just keep on trying. There's only value. See, yoga is like running, is like hiking. We never feel worse after a yoga session. We never feel worse after a hike.
Yeah.
We never feel worse after a run.
You'll always feel accomplished.
You always feel good. So just try, keep on doing it. You will be okay. And this is how you start the path.
For many years, actually, it was always in my mind to start yoga, but I was never able to start like the way. And I always felt that the people who actually practice yoga, they actually don't look aesthetically great. And therefore, I always choose gym over the yoga. But today, couple of days back when when we had this podcast fixed, I was just doing some research, and I figured out that yoga is not what I know. And yoga is
me about it.
about this. It's not. It's about an art of living,
Mhm.
rather than just one sort of flexibility that we really see. Because for many years, I always thought that yoga is all about flexing the body, the exercises that we do, or maybe some breathing techniques.
Mhm.
But I think yoga is much more beyond. And then that's when I got this 8 limbs of yoga.
The Ashtanga.
Yeah, the Ashtanga. And I wanted to understand what are these 8 limbs of yoga, and how do one start from here? I'm just thinking, and for me,
This was actually one of my first school here in Dubai.
yeah,
The Arts
okay.
of Living from Sri Ravi Shankar. My first teacher, I had 2 teachers. I started with Munishwar, and with Brangaji when I started Iyengar.
Yeah,
So
and
this
what
was,
what I understand is what we know is only asana, the physical yoga postures that connect the mind. That's what. And I think, and maybe some breathing techniques. I don't know whether that's the right breathing technique, but what I know is I can only get a pictorial effect or a picture of yoga of only someone stretching on a mat. And beyond that, I cannot think of anything around yoga.
Well, so the 8 limb, the Ashtanga, are already a part of the Hatha Yoga. So you have to go one step back.
Okay.
There is a different form
Okay.
of, I would say, almost the concept of yoga. You know?
Okay.
So you have the Raja Yoga, which is the intellectual part of yoga. It's like learning about principles, about being almost like a scholar, to focus. So in Raja Yoga, the yoga practice, the hatha, the physical practice is not that developed. We really want to develop the brain, basically, so the mind. There's a few others. There's the Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, which is the devotion. So this is more religious, spiritual. It's like the singing, like doing kirtan, doing all this. Then, like among all the others, there is what we call the Hatha Yoga. So the Hatha Yoga will be the physical aspect of yoga.
The Hatha Yoga, yeah?
Yes. And inside the Hatha Yoga, you have not the Hatha, the style of yoga, the Hatha, the concept of Hatha.
Okay.
You have the understanding of the 8 limbs of yoga, the Ashtanga. And what we know the most is the asanas.
Correct.
Asanas means the posture. And this is the most visible. But before going to the posture, you need to understand the philosophy behind the yamas and the niyamas. So basically, this is what is encouraged and what is to be avoided. So yamas is what is encouraged. So you have them here: kindness, to be true to yourself, the moderation, the generosity. So before even putting your body into different shape and posture, you need to have this intention. So yamas means the intention, fundamentally. You have the intention and you decide to do good now, to be kind, to be generous, to don't judge people, So
these are like the principal values.
Yeah, this is the starting point. It's very hard to do some asanas if your intention are not pure and not good, right? So that's the yamas. Then you have the niyamas. Niyamas is what you have to focus on, the purity, the self-study. So it's more your action. See, one will be your value, one will be your action, how this will be put in place, Being patient also, it's very difficult. It's also very important.
When not to react and all, yeah?
Exactly. To respond rather than react. Like all these mistakes that we do every day, And this is already 2 very strong steps towards the path of enlightenment. Then comes the asanas. So
then is the third asana that comes. So first we have to have the prerequisites before we reach the asana stage.
Doesn't really work like that. It's not because you don't have the intention that you cannot practice, but yeah, basically if you want to embrace this as an overall way of life, yeah. That means asanas, if you just practice the physical yoga, it won't be enough. You will have a physical gain, a physical advantage, and you have something out of it. But out of the mat, what do you do? So all the other aspect is out of the mat. It's not
Mm.
on the mat. Like the asana is purely on the mat. It's like what is the mechanism, and that's the visible part. But a yogi is a yogi every day, every second, and this is the principle I here to help enlighten. How do I react to this type of, perspective?
I was reading also about in the asana that there's a lot of a lot of emphasis is given to Surya Namaskar.
Sun salutation.
And what are the top asanas that normally which we actually should do on a regular basis, or very easy to do at home?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I would say so. Surya Namaskar, which military the sun salutation, it's a very fundamental flow. I believe there's 7 movements. So you have the mountain, then you have to bend forward. It's what we call in vinyasa the vinyasa like sequences, which include the Adho Mukha Svanasana, so the downward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, which is the 2 main ones. So like upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Then you have like Tadasana, which is like the mountain. So this is how you start. So the fundamental of that, it took his origin in the Shivananda, which is one of the fundamental practice to activate the 7 chakras. So basically all the Shivananda flow, and Surya Namaskar being one of them somehow, but it's the foundation of, if there is like Ashtangi also, there is a different form of Surya Namaskar. You have the A, the B, the sequence, the one when you jump, the one when you just go to like lunges. Then I don't want to be too technical.
Yeah, don't be too technical.
Yeah, basically the objective is to understand that we are made with different systems, the nervous system, the endocrine system, and now I'm going to slide to the medical aspect of it, because the fundamental aspect of asana is to improve your health. So you have something called the endocrine system, which is all the endocrine glands inside the body, all the organs that produce and regulate hormones. So as a human, we're just hormones. We grow because of the growth hormone. We are stressed because of stress hormone. So we have the cortisol in the brain that regulate the level of tensions inside the static energy inside the brain. We have the melatonin who put us to sleep by night and keep us awake. So for us, this is in yoga, we call it, this is the hormone of consciousness. If you control your pineal glands, you control your melatonin. So all this, you have the adrenaline, then you have the endorphin, the dopamine, the serotonin. So all these hormones are produced and regulated by glands. And the 7 fundamentals asana of Shivananda are here to squeeze and release those glands. Because the body is water, 80%. So if you want to improve the optimization of the function of any gland, you have to squeeze them and release. And squeeze, and that's why we do all this torsion, to squeeze the liver and release. Then on the side, to squeeze the stomach, we bend forward to squeeze the pancreas and release. We do the bridge so we can open the heart, squeeze the heart. We do the shoulder stand so we can squeeze our thyroids and release the thyroids. We put our head on the floor so we can increase the blood flow on the pineal gland, and then we stand up so the blood flow come back. So it's all about irrigating all the main endocrine gland and all the main organ of the body, so they will optimize the function. It's as easy as that. And an organ who doesn't work well, it's a cancer. Organ who doesn't receive the necessary amount of oxygen and blood flow and bloodstream, it's a cancer. It's cells who don't die and then accumulate, and then you can turn into any degenerative disease. So by tradition, all the yogis who practice Surya Namaskara every day, traditionally you do it 108 times. Sequence.
108 times.
108. Yeah. It's the magical figure of all the.
And why do they do this?
108. It's a figure who come back pretty much every time. I believe it's the distance between Earth and Moon. Earth and Sun, and if you, and then we're going back into either the spirituality, either the quantum physics. The figure 108, it's one of the most powerful figures. Plus, if you addition, then it's like figure 9. It also means a lot of things. So traditionally, 100. But if you do it 10 times, already great, because after 10 times, you're gonna start sweating. So especially when you do a push-up, Uttasana, when you bend forward and you stand up and you stand back into a lunge, then you go like Kumbhakasana, plank. Then when you Lift your chest. It's very easy, like sequence to like remember. There's only like 7 or 8 movements. You can make it very slow, so you can work on your isometric, so the power of your muscle. You can do it very fast, so you work on your cardio. And yeah.
So
in
when I
all the
think about
practice-
asana,
Mhm.
it's so scientific from a cellular level.
Yeah.
That it actually rejuvenates you from a cellular level of expanding each cell and allowing the blood to flow.
Yeah, because every cell lives for about 21 to 27 days. So your cells are meant to born, live, and die. Cell who don't die, it's a problem. Then it increases the acidity and the free radicals inside your body. So
Oh,
my approach of yoga is very medical and very scientific. I don't
Okay.
go too much about the spirituality because not my traditions, not really my beliefs. But the fundamental information and understanding that are into the Vedas, into the yogic science, it's incredible. Into the Ayurveda, it's incredible. It's one of the oldest knowledge of humanity, 7,000 years. I mean,
yeah.
it's really, really important. And when you speak to CEOs and when you speak to athletes, they don't have time. If you start talking about breath work, meditation, they already left. They stand up, they're not here.
Correct.
But if you tell them, well, I'm going to help you live longer. So if you speak about longevity, you have already the ear. And then you say, okay, I'm going to make a protocol for you just to live a better life, to have better clarity, to be richer. Because how to be richer? Taking good decisions. So how to take good decision, learning how to temper your emotions. Then this is resonate with them, so they understand. And medical, it's science. So a lot of spirituality has to do with belief. If you don't believe, it's very hard to see. But science, everyone can see. It's facts. For example, all the yogis traditionally, they live over 100 years old.
Correct.
So how? Is it because they believe? No, it's because they practice every day. And all the people who pray usually live older.
So what you have done is you have actually learned and mastered the yogic life, and then you have blended it with the modern way of people understanding it and giving them the science backing behind it.
I addressed it to myself first.
Yeah.
So, and I only teach what I understand. So what resonates now, you're perfectly right, is like I'm a bridge somehow between the ancient tradition and the need that we have into a modern world.
Yeah, to a modern world, and also you've explaining them in the language that they understand.
It's very
Not
important.
in the language that is completely spiritually connected, because not everyone would be spiritually connected, but if you connect them on longevity, if you connect them on a better well-being of their mental state, or at least overall,
The lesson.
yeah, then they listen
And they understand.
they be interested, and they look it from that aspect.
And then they usually go from this side to the spiritual path. See? If you want to enlighten someone on that, you have to speak the language.
Yeah.
They will start the journey. So my job is to put people into the like path, basically. I'm like create a path for them, but I cannot walk the path. So they have to walk it, and then they will go whatever they need to go at this stage. Yeah, but you're right. Yeah.
So, I mean, coming back to the asana, I mean, these postures at times are so difficult. I mean, I tried myself sometime by looking some videos, but they're very intimidating, and it's very difficult sometimes to practice. So how exactly one can practice the easier asanas? Or what are the total number of asanas that are there? At least a rough figure, around 2,500, yeah. And what are the best asanas that we
I have
should
a
at least...
book.
You have a book, yeah?
I have a book who called the 2,000 asanas. So I think there is over 2,000. Well, in sun salutation, you need what, 7 asanas is good. But I don't like the way you bring it. You bring it like everyone who don't want to start yoga will bring it. You know what I mean? That means you put limited beliefs and you put already excuses for you not to do. So if I can help you switch that, don't expect anything. Just join yoga classes randomly and take whatever you receive. Do whatever you can. There's no performance in yoga. No one will judge you, especially not the students, not like the teacher. Teacher will be happy to have you. So this is ego, and we don't want to do something if we don't master it. So a lot of my friends say, yeah, Allaoua, I've heard your class amazing. I'm going to join your class when I'm going to be flexible. I tell him, I'm going to wake up one day, today I'm flexible. it's a journey. It's actually better that you don't know. It's actually better that you cannot do. It's actually better that it's difficult. It's if it was easy, if you know, then you don't need yoga. But because you don't know and it's hard, you need yoga. Understand? So yoga is here to take you there. So don't wait for you to lose weight, to gain muscle, to be older, to have a disease, to start yoga. Start yoga for no reason. Just try. And so you're right, it can be very intimidating. So can you imagine me, I'm a man, I was not flexible, joining half of the class was Indian back in the days, and the other half was like all these Alo, Lululemon girls, you know,
Correct.
super fit, super good looking,
Yeah.
and me with my shorts, and it was very terrible. But when you pass that, then you understand that, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you're doing something for yourself. See, in life, you cannot be and pretend. You have to choose. If you choose to pretend, then you will give too much importance on how people look at you. So when you don't feel comfortable to be on the yoga mat because you don't know how to do this or done that, then you will stop, of course. But if you decide to be, then you accept the fact that this is going to be difficult and discomfort. Discomfort will be a part of this. And you can only grow out of your comfort zone. So you start growing already just by being on your mat.
So you don't look it as a competition when you go to a class. You actually, rather than comparing, you actually just go and start
Absolutely not. And the day you will look at this as a competition, you're losing your path. Even today. Even when I go to, I mean, how many times I did class when my level technically was much more advanced than the teacher itself. Still, I was listening to the teacher and doing exactly what the teacher wanted us to do because maybe I have something to learn in this path, right? And it's valid all the way around. If the teacher asks you to jump all the way up, just try to jump where you can. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you go. You know, what's matter is what do you learn in the process. If I ask you to touch your toes, I don't care if you touch your toes or not. I care about you trying to touch your toe and what you're going to learn about yourself in the process. You know?
In this conversation that you just spoke, something really hit my mind. And you said that if you're going to pretend, then you're not going to live. And if you want to live, stop pretending. Do you feel? Yeah. Do you feel many people are pretending in this world?
Of course. We all do.
Just from
We
a
all do pretend at
philosophy
some point.
aspect, like, do you think that many people every day are just pretending and they're not who they are?
Well,
and they're actually 2 or 3 images of themselves.
There's different layer to that. I mean, we all have a mask. We have our public mask and our private, like self. You know, usually the private is reserved for your wife, your kids, your family. You know, and when you work and when you go outside your house, you have your public figure face. Okay. The limit is when you start living into the illusion that you want people to believe something that you are not, and this is the problem. Yeah. Do I look like a yoga teacher to you?
No.
See what I'm wearing? I don't care. I don't have anything to prove. I do yoga for myself. If people want to have my practice, I'm happy to share. You know, my point is that at some point when you don't need anything anymore, you don't care.
Where do you draw the line that, okay, I'm just over pretending in a way that I'm losing my identity?
I think social media doesn't help with that, you know, because we always, of course. So there's a big difference between try to look good on social media, which is very normal because that's the point, especially if you use it as a business, and try to sell to people things that you don't master or things that you don't even understand, and that's turned into a scam at some point. So yeah, the limit will be that pretending something that you know. That you don't. And the thing is, like, in this modern world, you will be flagged very, very fast. Either if you say, I'm the best investor, you know, show me your track list. And now I cannot show you, but give me your money. You know, like, this is full of scammers. But for yourself, you know, you have to be genuine. And it's very hard to actually keep your path. A lot of people, they can get influenced. They can go to some environment who will force them to be something that they're not. If you go to New York, there's a lot of girls there. They have yoga mat under their arm. They're dressed up on Lululemon, but they just do that to have a coffee or matcha. But they never even unroll the mat.
Yeah. Okay, they've not attended the class as well, yeah?
I mean, if they're happy like that, it's fine. Once again, I'm not judging. I'm just answering your question. You cannot be and pretend at the same time. You have to make a choice.
I love that.
It's very clear.
Going back to the original subject, in asana, you think there are asanas even for physically disabled people?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they find, I mean, it's easy to do.
Then there is adjustment, even for you, because honestly, if you never did yoga, and me, when I started, I was almost like disabled. Well, I could not do anything. So there's just adjustment, I work with like Paralympic champions, people missing an arm, a leg, people cannot have very restricted mobility. I work also with people with ADHD, with people with like autism. I mean, there's no excuse. And you can adjust everything to your needs. The mistake will be to try to be someone you're not, or to try to do something that it's out of your range. That's a big mistake, because you will be discouraged. It's like going to the gym for the first day and try to bench press like 200 kilos. You're just going to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Same thing in yoga. If you come and you do a handstand for the first class, you're eventually going to fall, hurt yourself, and discourage yourself. Be smart in your practice, be patient, and don't have any ego. Really, this is the main problem. What we're speaking about since the beginning, it's about ego. The ego wants you to look good, wants you to say, if you don't look good, don't go, because it's fine. Accept who you are. This is very important. And don't be scared, because a lot of people, why they pretend? Because they're scared to look at who they are. It's very scary. If you close your eyes, you don't use your eyes, use your third eye. Use your chakra. You start opening your pineal gland, and you start looking at things that only you can see.
Okay.
You look at your doubts, you look at your fears, you look at your trauma. You look at your negative side, your dark side. You have to be able to do that. And why people don't like meditation is always a problem for people, because they're overactive. They cannot just stay still and observe, right? And the one who try, sometimes they don't like what they see, and don't accept who they are. And this is what yoga is here for. Yoga, before any practice, it gives you a diagnostic. It gives you a diagnosis of your physical health, your physical abilities, your biomechanic control, your emotional control, your mind control, the level of agitation into your mind. And that's why people stop the first class, because they're not ready to accept that.
Do you think people have that time to sit and pause and see that dark side of themselves, or is it just they're carried on with what's happening around them?
People have to do that. We used to do that often now, but now
because before we used to do that, there used to be gaps between our boredom. We used to get bored at time at home.
No, before the smartphone, even going to the bathroom for number 2.
Yeah.
Without your phone, it's a form of meditation. You let the nature do these things, and you think about your day. And now, when is the last time you went to the bathroom without your phone?
Yeah, it's not possible.
So that's why we live in a world we're overstimulating. The mind is going crazy, and we can see now a lot of people are literally going crazy. Like they develop some weird mental disorder. This is not good. And those people have the same pattern, which is they don't want to be alone. They don't want to be by themselves. They don't want to be in the dark. They don't want to look at who they are. They're running away from themselves.
They fear from their original personality, yeah?
Now they fear. At the beginning, they could have not fear and explore, but because they refuse to explore, and they consider that this is not, there's a big discrepancy between what I show to the people, on Instagram, and who I am. So of course you want always to be attracted by, to pretend to be. But when you be with yourself, because for example, if you're sick and you cannot do anything, and then you observe all your weakness, you observe all the things that go wrong, and then you observe that your life is a lie. And that's very hard for people to actually accept that. And the sooner the better, because the more you lie, the hardest will be. And burnouts comes also from that. Especially in big cities like Dubai or New York or Paris, it's very intense. It's very hard to maintain a high level of performance. And everyone is here to make you feel bad, like your boss, the assessment of your sales, your performance, And so sometimes we forget that this is just work and it's not our life. Life has other aspects, self-development, understanding, building a strong relationship with your family. Nothing should go before that. Even your religion, your spiritual practice, your health. It's all about balance. If I have to resume everything with one word, is balance. You have to balance. Good is good, bad is good as well. If you don't have bad, then you don't appreciate the good. So you need easy time, tough times. You need gift and problems. It's all about balance. And ultimately, to remember the first sentence I tell you in the beginning, nothing is happening to you, everything is happening with you. Then there is one upgrade on that, which is everything is happening for you. When you start reaching a certain level of consciousness and mindfulness, then you start manifests life. So you start accessing abundance. So whatever happened to you, either it's positive or negative, you will always make it positive to you. You live into war things, you will find new opportunities. You have disease, you will have the opportunity to change your lifestyle. You know what I mean? So, and this is the real champion, the real winner, the real warriors are people who always come out of difficulties whatsoever, because the mindset is programmed to everything is happening for me. I'm going to find a positive outcome everything whatsoever.
This is great. The way you have actually told me things about how the mind actually can just transform and come out of things. It's immense. Coming back to the subject on yoga life. Of course, we finished the asana. There's the fourth one, which is called pranayama. A mindful and controlled breath work that allows us to clear the mind and calm the body. What are we doing wrong when we are breathing?
I will put pranayama first.
Okay. Why?
Because what's pranayama is the breath work. Prana is the life energy that goes inside your body. It's a system called the pranic system. And this system goes through your nadis. So what I explained before, you have the nervous system, you have the endocrine system, the cardiovascular system. So let's take the cardiovascular system. What goes inside the network of vein and arteries is blood. So the pranic system, the nadis, is all the meridians that go through your body. And what goes inside is the prana. So what's the prana? Prana is air, basically. It's the life energy that comes from the inhale and that release from the exhale. Have you heard about like chakra? Chakra are part of nadis. Chakra are big nadis, basically. It's like the junction of all the life force pranayamic stands. So you have the crown, the third eye, you have the voice chakra, which is basically the thyroids, you have the heart chakra, you have the solar plexus, the yellow, this is the power, your energy is coming from here. Then you have, this is very important, is the nimble, the belly button.
Yeah. Correct.
This is
the belly button.
Yeah. And the roots, the root chakra, the Mula Bandha, it's the beginning of everything, because we feel that the spine is almost like a tree growing. So you have the roots, which is your first right chakra, and then it grows level by level. So basically all this root inside, the meridians, this is the prana. And pranayama means the control of that. For the Asians, the Buddhists, for the Japanese, it's called the ki. The prana called the ki.
Ki.
Okay. And for the Chinese, is the chi.
Okay.
So you want to do Tai Chi.
Yeah.
It's moving your chi. So it's moving your inner energy.
Okay.
That's why I would put this on top of everything, because this is the answer to pretty much everything. If you stop breathing, you die.
Correct.
It's as easy as that.
But
stop breathing, you die. If you breathe better, you live better.
How do you define breathe better?
There is thousands of breath work pattern. What pranayama means is here, mindfulness breathing. You have to put intention. Close your eyes. Keep your back straight. And people are watching also can try. This I do that maybe 10 times per day. It's very easy. Keep your eyes closed. Okay. It's very important to keep your eyes closed. Because when your eyes always want to open, that means you have mind agitations. So you need to be able to cool this down. Now you're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Very good. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Very good. Now you're going to do the same, except that every time you inhale, I want you to say to yourself, I inhale. Now I exhale. We go longer. I inhale. I exhale. I inhale. I exhale. Two more. I inhale. I exhale. We're going to do the last one very slowly. I inhale. I exhale. You can slowly open your eyes. How do you feel?
Finding a little more clearer. A little
You
more.
just improve the saturation of oxygen in your cells. You reduce the lactic acids, you reduce the acidity of the body. You just drop the cortisol, you drop the adrenaline, you increase the melatonin. You decrease melatonin, but you increase dopamine and endorphin. So that's why you feel better. That's why now you're smiling.
Yeah.
You're more calm, you're more centered. So this is pranayama. What makes it pranayama compared to normal breath is just you put your mind into it. Every time you inhale, you say I inhale. Every time you exhale, you say I exhale. It just stops you from thinking about something else. Thinking about the email you have to send, what you're going to have for lunch, whatever, this happened this morning. So you stop traveling the past or the future. So you are right now in your present. So pranayama is the hatha, present moment. Yoga and hatha. When your mind is in the past, you have regrets, sadness. This is depression. When your mind is in the future, you have anticipation, fears, and this anxiety. The only moment when you find serenity, it's what you just did now. Is when your soul, your mind, and your body are together. And that's the meaning of yoga. Yog in Sanskrit means unity. So what you just did for the past, 30 seconds, you were just one. This is yoga. And this is pranayama.
Yeah, I and when I closed my eyes, I could see some red color, and and I could actually feel the inhaling oxygen going deep into my stomach.
Yeah, and the longer you do, the deeper it goes, and the more things you see, and the more calm you are, and you just ground yourself, you root yourself. Every time you exhale, you remove the CO2, so there's no dioxide of carbon anymore in your cells. So I say in my book, every inhale is a blessing.
Yeah,
Because when you inhale, you acknowledge that you're alive. Because if you would have been dead, you cannot inhale. So every inhale is a blessing. So it's gratitude to be alive. Every exhale is a healing. Because every time you exhale, you allow your body to get rid of the air, of course, but also of the fears, of the tensions, of the pain. Did you ever wonder why every time you go to your bed, when you're very exhausted, you do,
Correct.
Everyone does that. Yeah?
Correct.
This is a healing. You allow your body to heal. You allow your body to process. You allow your body to calm down. So this mechanism, you can reproduce it as many times as you want during the day. It's free. So far, it's free. Maybe when they charge.
One day they will charge, huh? Breathing.
It's you don't need any tools. You don't need any ring. You just close your eyes. You need nothing. You breathe. And this pranayama will bring you to the fifth, which is turning inwards.
Pratyahara.
That means looking
No,
within.
but even for pranayama, do you feel that people suffering from asthma or people suffering from any diseases can get reversed by
Of
just
course.
breathing right?
Like asthma, sleeping apnea, like a lot of different things. Of course, it helps. And it doesn't need to help as a therapy. It just needs to help as a practice. If everyone practices this conscious breathing every day, everything will be easier. Of course, if your origin is allergy, this you need to look more into your liver and maybe some Ayurvedic science, maybe change your diet, Like asthma, most likely, it's coming from allergy. If you don't have any lungs deterioration or, But yeah, basically, of course, if you drink pure water, you breathe well, you eat well, your health is good. Like every problem, every health problem, cause it's a calling, it's a consequence of something wrong that you do, and of course, it can be fixed. And the body is incredible because the body can reverse, because your cells are keep on being produced. So you can fix your DNA, you can fix your cells, your body has its own medicine. You just need to learn how to trigger it. And yoga is a very, very good first step to understand this.
No, like what you said. See, you see, in the asana, you said that if you learn at least 7 asanas, it's enough for you to stretch your body to a level
Of course.
that at the cellular level, you will start feeling the longevity and your cells will start breathing.
That's very true.
Or at least the bloods will start flowing at cellular level.
You improve your health.
So, of course, the byproduct will be improving your health, or the last end product of it. Now, in the breathing, breathing is something which I don't have any control much as a regular human being. I come to office, I work, I go home, I sleep. I want to ask you one very pertinent question of what am I doing or what I should do more than what I'm right now breathing that puts me, that at least helps me to live longer.
Yeah.
Because that's where the entire goal is, to live longer.
You just have to stay still. For example, in your daily life, okay, let's start with this. Your breath can be completely automatic or completely controlled. That's the only mechanism in the body that can be like either one or the. But I mean, you can control your speed of inhale. You can control when you hold with full of oxygen. You can control when you exhale. You can control how to stay empty. But when you sleep, you don't need to be mindful with your sleep. It's perfectly like automatic. So it's just like something that keep on going on, but you can put your hands on sometimes. What you just need to do more often in your daily life is to do what we just did. To reserve some time before meetings, before going to lunch, when you finish with your tasks, before driving, just like take 1 minute and do this mindful breathing. It will change your life. I'm telling you, it's not like a joke. It will change your life.
Give me
Just
one
try.
example of any of your student who has changed his life by just following
I have 100,000 students.
Give one example that has changed only with the breathing technique.
Well, I have people who had, for example, struggle with anger.
Okay.
They were getting upset very, very, very easily. Anything can
Trigger their mind.
trigger that. So I just tell them, when you wake up in the morning, you do this breathing. Before you drive your car, because traffic is crazy sometimes. So it's very easy to get upset. Every time someone is pissing you off, don't reply, breathe, and after, reply. Don't give any. So this is how it changes life. So when someone is pushing you, in this 5 seconds, I want to insult you, to hit you, to. After this 5 seconds, I'm like, okay, calm down. It's cool. Just don't make it worse. Find something smart to say. This is how it changes. Breathe will make you respond to life, not react. It will make you create a distance. It will always maintain you in a certain state of mind that we call in yoga surrendering, when you surrender to life. So you don't fight for nothing. So you keep your energy. That means energy will always be strong, will always be flowing. Even if you don't sleep much, still you're going to have energy.
So does it regulate inflammation in your body?
Everything. It regulates inflammation because it's increasing the oxygenation. So see, when you had COVID, for example, the first test was to check the saturation of oxygen. And when you were below 95, they take you to the hospital.
Correct.
So you have to keep always this at 100%, like 99, 100. You have to always breathe. The more you breathe, the more conscious breath you bring to your life, the more mindfulness, the less inflammation, the better life. Trust me. And even the relation with people. And if you are calm, people will be calm with you. See, if you enter a lift and you're upset and very angry, even if you try to hide it, everyone will feel you. Because we have magnetism like between us. So like emotion can be transferred. Fear can be very, very devastating. If everyone is calm in a room and someone enter with a deep fear, everyone will start feeling his fear and will be scared. We don't know why, So you can reverse that. You have to be the calm one in the room. You have to be the wise one. You have to be, and how? Just by breathing more. It's very easy. Just do every hour, every 2 hours, every 3 hours. Take 1 minute, back straight, hands on your knees. I inhale. I exhale. I inhale. I exhale. You will forget everything for 30 seconds, for 60 seconds, for 90 seconds. Then when your eyes reopen, boom, you're a different person. You
Yeah.
calm, you're happy, and then you can reconnect and deal what you have to do. It's very easy. It's so easy that people don't believe it works.
Yeah.
It's like people need to spend a lot of money. They need to buy something. They need something complicated to... No. What works needs to be simple. If it's not simple, then when you need it, you will never be able to do it. But you see some people sometimes they get upset and they go, they try to breathe. That's actually very good. But if you do it more regularly, you will not even go there to this phase of stress and anxiety.
Because most of the time, where there are many people who suffer into gut issues and all. And especially gut issues are very complex, especially with regards to constipation and all.
Yeah, it's your second brain.
And
you talk about the microbiomes.
Yeah, and I was reading that, just by following some breathworks or, just breathing right, you can actually resolve this major complexity that happens in the gut.
Because you breathe with your belly. You don't breathe with your lungs. Like look at the baby when they breathe, when they sleep. It's only the belly who's go up and down. So when you do the correct way of breathing, you bring your belly big and belly in. So you're moving your intestines inside.
Yeah.
So you're moving your psoas. So your belly will get more flat. You're going to activate a lot of mechanism around the belt. So yeah, there is no... Okay, I think this is a very strong statement. I don't think there is anything negative about breathing. Only positive. So then you have the benefits of the practice. If you breathe 2 times per day, you will have the benefits of 2 times per day. If you breathe every hours, 5 minutes, 1 minute, then you'll be enlightened. You'll be very calm.
So of course, I mean, as a yogic practice, breathing is also a very important aspect.
That's the fundamental of everything.
Going to the fifth aspect is pratyahara.
Yeah, and this comes with the pranayama. This is meditation basically. It's the start looking into yourself. Don't look with your eyes, look with your soul, with your third eye.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by third eye?
Close your eyes. Do you see me? Do you see anyone? No. What do you see? You see yourself. This is yourself. So, and if you keep your eyes closed for a long time and you breathe, then you're gonna see this color that you say, so red. So this is what's inside you. This is your mind. So this is called introspection. You do an inspection of yourself. Introspection.
Internally.
And you cannot be a good person if you don't know who you are inside. You cannot do great things if you didn't make peace with your trauma.
So how do one actually see, okay, fine, we remove time. And what is the discovery when we do these type of practices?
And leave this to everyone to discover their own path.
A general discovery.
Yeah, first you meet your trauma. Start with trauma. Because we all have trauma from childhood, So looking at them, knowing them, it's already healing them. So you will start healing deep inside. So if you have envy and jealousy, this will fade away. If you have anger, this will be regulated. If you have deep sadness, then you will start to forgive. You will just balance who you are inside. And everyone is different, so everyone will experience it in a very different way. But the outcome will be the same. That means you're just becoming a better person. Better version of
Does it help in clarity of mind?
Completely. You cannot take wise decision if your mind is listening to the noise around you. You take decision when you calm, when you use your brain. And this has to do with function. Good decisions are taken by the cognitive brain.
Okay.
Bad decisions are taken by the reptilian brain, emotions.
Okay, can you just break it up to us?
Yeah, like anger. If you take a decision out of anger, is your reptilian, is the animal inside you who, if you wait 5 minutes, the decision will be different because now you're getting back to your cortex, you're getting back to your consciousness, and you're going back to your brain. So your brain will do mathematics. A plus B plus C. Okay, I know what to do. The other one is no mathematics. It's only chaos. I want this guy to suffer. I want me to exist. I want to, do something, So that's why you need introspection.
So this is the mind.
Yeah.
What is dharana?
That's the focus. Dharana will be the ability to concentrate. For example, now you close your eyes maybe for 30 seconds. But more you're going to practice, more you're going to increase your concentration, your dharana. That means you'll be able to do it for like maybe 5 minutes, then an hour, then more. And if you're able to do nothing for an hour, you'll be able to do anything for an hour. You'll be able to focus, to read something for an hour. It's just the ability to isolate yourself enough so you can focus on one thing. When you do yoga, when you do one asana, you have to focus on the asana that you're doing, not the one that's coming after.
So what do you mean by this? I didn't understand actually. Focus on concentrating a disciplined mind means?
Yeah, it's the focus, your ability to focus, to do only one task and to put...
Be conscious.
No, focus. That's very different. Be conscious, you can be conscious and do different tasks, but focus is doing only one task. Let me put it like this. It's to be able to allocate all your available resources for one goal. That's focus. And not spread your energy. To bring your energy in one thing. If you eat, you focus on eating. If you write a letter, you focus on writing a letter. If you do your warrior, you focus on doing your warrior. This is what you learn. You learn the art of focus. Concentration.
So technically you explained about the values, then you explained about asana, then you explained about breathworks, then you explained about how the mind has to be controlled and the emotions, and now you said focus. What is dhanaya?
Dhyana is...
It's a meditative, yeah?
Yeah. Like dhyana is the absence, is the withdrawal of your senses. It's the ultimate level of focus. That means focus will drive you to dhyana. That means the world, if you meditate, the world can collapse around you. Doesn't matter. Doesn't affect you. Because you're inside. Everything happening inside. And then this is how you meet your real you. This is very advanced. And after you go to Samadhi, this is very similar. I don't know anyone who can actually reach the state of Samadhi. I will understand it more like nirvana, for the Buddhist. Nirvana is the paradise for the Buddhist, is the absence of all needs. It's a beautiful sentence. The absence of all needs. When you don't need anything anymore. You don't need to drink, you don't need to eat, you don't need anyone, you don't need to breathe. And this is the vision of paradise.
Oh my God.
Paradise when you don't need anything, when you're enough. And Samadhi, it's when you pushed your dharana and dhyana so much that you're connecting with the source. You connect with God, you connect with universe, you connect with something. You have a similar vibration of the universe. So you can, they say during the past, there is people like Tesla, or Einstein, or they actually was meditating a lot. They were not necessarily doing yoga, but they were meditating a lot and thinking. And they were going so deep into this level of dhyana and the level of focus that they could enter samadhi in their way. So they could access to the memory of humanity. And that's why they say they were able with the brain to create
something new,
things incredible, and to understand the past, the future, to understand. So this is samadhi, and this really requires a full dedication of your person.
But do you think that this was achieved because they had these gaps or moments of life where there was nothing to do?
No,
because
they were very busy.
Because when I'm comparing it to today's world,
they were very busy, trust me. Like back in the days, to stay alive was a full-time job. It was not just like now you cannot call Deliveroo to have your... We're talking time where they were very busy. They were not bored at all. They were just different things. And those guys were dedicating their life to understand physics, quantum physics, mechanism, engineering. They were just pushing it to the level that it goes beyond them.
Sure.
And this is pushing yoga to the level when it goes beyond you. It's an experience. You experience something. You connect.
So today, in today's busy world, if I have to practice something like this on a very holistic level of yoga, not just one form of asana or one form of pranayama, if I have to practice overall the 8 limbs, is it important for me to zoom out for a couple of hours every day, or at least an hour? What is the time limit that I need to go to make sure that I practice all the limbs every day, or at least the 4 or 5 limbs that are very much important?
it doesn't really work like this. You see, once again, you put pressure on yourself by doing that, and you put like a time frame and a frame. There's no really frame. You practice this as soon as you breathe. For example, if you decide to sit on your chair once a day and you breathe, you're already like practicing almost of that, because you are going to yamas and niyamas. So you're doing something kind for yourself. You have a good intention. You're doing an asana, because sitting posture is also like an asana, especially if you do like Padmasana, like lotus, or if you sit with like your legs crossed. You're doing pranayama because you're actually breathing. You're doing all the rest because you are focusing, you are looking into yourself, you are focusing, and you are withdrawing your senses. That means whatever happened around you, you don't pay too much attention. Your eyes are shut down. The smell, that doesn't matter. So just by breathing for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, you're already there. You did already all your yoga. And if you do it for longer, maybe you will meet, I wish for you, 𝑾𝒊𝒂𝒕 at some point.
Okay, hopefully.
It's not like now I'm going to do asana, now I'm going to do pranayama, now I'm going to do... this is all. You sit and this is what's happened. You see this picture? This is exactly what you feel what's happened. This is... this character is awakening the third.
He's enlightened.
Yes, so he just makes space to open.
Hello, I mean, I'm a beginner, and I'm sure some of my audience are also beginners in this field. I want to understand, how do I start, maybe under your guidance. How do we start the first step of this yogic movement?
Well, I have nothing to sell. I don't have online courses, and you can reach out to me on Instagram. I'm happy to answer questions. We can practice together as well. But the most important, if you want to be pragmatic, find a teacher or a center near your house. It doesn't matter if the teacher is great, not great. Just find a center near to your house so you can practice weekly.
Is there any book that I can read?
There's thousands of books.
Give me one book.
I mean, if you want to understand the philosophy, you have to start with the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali, the Bhagavad Gita, to understand the mythology behind this. You have the autobiography of a yogi from Yogananda, also. That's pretty good, like summary of everything. Then you have all the book dedicated with practice, with different practice. But honestly, if you start reading too much, yoga is about doing. Before everything, so you have to practice. You have to sit on the mat and listen to a teacher who will guide you.
But many times today, life is so busy that we are traveling. In this, maybe at times someone wants to just self-learn, or at least make sure that at least before he joins a class or institutes.
It doesn't work this way.
It doesn't work?
No, because once again, you put fence, you put limits, limited beliefs. Just go to a class. You travel. There is yoga studio everywhere in the world, even in Afghanistan, in Japan, I don't know where. Just practice. The only thing you need in yoga, we say, you need to be on your mat. That's it. That's all you need. To sit on your mat.
Just carry your mat.
Sit on your mat, something will happen. That's it. It's so easy. There's no recipe, there's nothing.
How many days in a week I need to practice it?
If you practice 1 time, you have the benefits of 1 time. If you practice 5 times, you have the benefits of 5 times. That's up to you, up to your schedule. Now, to answer, I would say 2 to 3 times a week, you see great result already. In terms of flexibility, health, mental health. 3 times is very optimum.
3 times a week, yeah?
Yeah, if you do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday is good. You have 1 break in between. So you have Tuesday and Thursday to rest, and the weekend to rest. It's good.
So even if what if someone is gymming every day? Can he also follow yoga still while gymming?
Of course, can do after yoga, before yoga, when he has his day, like his rest day. I mean, anyone can do it. Even if you do already Pilates or anything, you can do yoga. It's fine. You can do half an hour yoga.
You have clients across the world. I do understand. What problems do they really suffer? They come up with you, and then you fix them through yoga techniques, or maybe the life of a yogic, or or through yoga practices.
Do you know what 100,000 people represent? It's a lot of people. So for the past 10 years, I had over 100,000 students. That means every student has different needs. To answer your question, I mean, almost of my work those days, it's more the mindset. I'm hired by people that I can help, either physically, either by Zoom, either all around the world, because they're going through some difficulties and they feel a bit lost. They feel not lost like they're in depression, but lost like they don't really know how to develop themselves, basically, so how to increase their performance. And I'm lucky enough to have type of people who are already very performing, they just want to go next step, right? Of course, I have some people also who are in burnout and they need to understand why, and they need someone just to give them a hand to go out of this. I have also people who just want to practice very simple, asanas. I have very advanced people who wants to go into the next level, having the leg behind the neck and all this handstand. It's really different.
No,
Very
I do
different.
understand. So there is a category of people that, like, maybe person like me, okay, who wants to focus on longevity, fine. And I would prefer this to be a part of my schedule. This is one category. But there are sometimes, there are people that come to you, and because you do even mentoring, they come to you as a CEO level and say that, I mean, I've done everything, but nothing is working out. How do you dissect those type of people? And what's the solution that you offer to them?
I
Because
first do.
somewhere they find that now the road is getting end.
Yeah, I think I understand your question. So my approach, I start with stretching. So even if someone doesn't want to stretch or is here for mental clarity, I convince them to start with stretching because it gives me information on the level of trauma inside the fascia. The speed of the movement, the limitation of the range of motion, it gives me a lot of information about themselves. So I will know them in a class just with one session better than they know themselves.
How do you find it?
It's with experience, because if someone cannot reach these sides, there was a psoas compression. Psoas compression is coming from emotional disorders. Probably the person is going through a divorce, something like this. If the person is not able to close the eyes, that means there is some mental unclarity and over-agitation. If someone round the shoulders, that means the rhomboids are desactivated. That means probably the person has some financial issues. There is pattern. If the person is coughing, maybe the quads are tight. Muscles, organs, emotions are all linked together. And my expertise with time, it's to be able to detect it and then to try to see how we can adjust it. And I do this pretty well. That means
Can you give me an example if you don't mind?
Yeah. I don't know. For example, if you cannot touch your toes when you stand, pretty much mechanically, it means that your hamstring are little tight, right? So that means behind your thighs. So a lot of people will stay at this level, but then you have to understand, if the hamstring are tight, that means the pelvis is not doing its job. The pelvis is not posterior or anterior, like tilting the way it's supposed to be. Now, if you understand how the pelvis works, then you go to the psoas muscles. So there is a muscle called iliacs. It's inside the pelvis. It's linked to the psoas, which is a muscle who go from the femur all the way up to the lumbar spine. So it holds all the vertebrae. So if this has a tension, it will create tension between the discs. So that means it will compress the nervous system, eventually create sciatica. So for me to help you touching the toes, I will understand that you have some trauma on your abdomen to be solved. So then we're going to do some breath work. After breath work, I'll ask you to touch your toe again, and guess what? You will touch your toes.
You touch your toes?
Yes. If you don't, that means then you have a biomechanical fence that we need to go over it. So then I'll ask you to bend your knees. If you bend your knees and if your belly can touch your quadriceps, if your spine is rounding, that means probably there is some trauma on your shoulders. So it's observation, but this is not really me as well. It's yoga. Yoga, the first use of yoga is to do a diagnostic of your body and of your mind. How many person cannot do shavasana? How many person cannot lay down, close their eyes, and surrender without doing this?
Yeah.
This
What is the reason?
Good.
What's the
Fear,
reason?
agitation, anxiety, judgment. That's so many things that can go on. So after a few classes with me, you will wait for you will have, I want to hear, I want to feel so good.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course. So you change everything.
You also actually help athletes. When we look at athletes, I mean, they are the ultimate force when it comes to resilient body
Performance.
and performance and very awakened mind, or a very agile body. What sort of ailment will they have?
You'll be surprised. They have the best coach in the world. They have the best physiotherapists, Cardoz, kine. But what's missing is the holistic aspect of it. They have good experts, but there's no one to connect everything. And this is
Okay.
what I do with them. I connect the physical, the emotional, the mental, the pre-injury, the post-injury, the healing, the rehab, all these elements that make an athlete increase performance. On
Does
the
it affect
pitch,
their performance?
definitely. But if you divorce, if your wife asks you to divorce and you have to go play football, trust me, you'll not be at 100%. Look at Ronaldo. I always take him as an example of resilience, of super performance. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's like now 40 plus. He plays in minor leagues in Saudi, even if there's a great team, but compared to Real Madrid, Barca, it's not the same level. And sometimes he even play into the division against teams that are absolutely not the level of his team. And every time he has to shoot a free kick, every time. He breathe, he look at the goal, he look around, and he start doing visualization, close his eyes all the time. Then he open his eyes, then he talk to himself, you're the best, you're gonna score, this is for you, no one can stop you. It's always self-motivating him, always. Even if the gain is not fundamental, even if his corner will not change everything, his objective is to probably pass the 1,000 goal in his career. He'd never give up. He always use the same method. He has discipline. He has, like, his body now is more performant than when he was like 10 years ago. So there's a secret: discipline, resilience, and
So you help them to develop a framework, that the holistic life framework.
had them to understand first,
Hmm.
because you cannot heal or solve what is not clear.
What do you mean by it?
You need to understand. I mean, like, for example, why my performance those past few weeks, few months is not as good as before. So you don't understand why. So we need to understand. We need to figure out what is the root cause of this. And
You sit with them, you understand the
I
problem.
stretch with them. I start by stretching. By stretching, I will know much more. After 60 minutes, I will know a lot of things already. And they will know with me. They will figure out with me.
What's the first stretch that you do?
I like to sit them on the floor with legs splitted, back straight, shoulder relaxed, ankle like reclined, external rotation of the femur, and try to tilt the pelvis and see how deep the pelvis can tilt. So almost of them, they won't be able to keep the legs straight. So understand there is tight hamstring. A lot of them, they'll be sitting on the sacrum, not on the tailbone. So they won't be able to have a posterior tilt. So they don't have the possibility to erect the spine, to open the rib cage. And I will understand there is a different level of tightness on the glutes, on the glute maximus, the glute medius. It's a level of like analyzing, and then you see how's the range of opening. Is the adductors working fine? Is the hip flexor allowing the adductor to do the job? Then can they retract the ankles? That means, do they have the same amount of strength on the chin muscle that they have on the calf? Then the spine. Is there the spine doing the job? When the spine is like this, that means the spine is doing the job. When the spine has to be like this and neutral, so your hips can do the job.
But don't you think that is a part of some part of that is a job of a sports physio?
Yeah, but you have to start somewhere. The physio will prepare the body and fix injuries. But it's like massaging yourself versus someone massaging you. The physio will massage you. I teach them how to massage themselves. Is that the difference?
Yeah, I got your point.
So to massage yourself, you need knowledge. Biomechanical, you need to understand how your body functions. If you don't understand that, it will be very hard. But the day you understand, then you can actually be the one massaging yourself and driving the person that massages you. So you have double efficiency, optimization of everything.
Give me one example of one sports athlete. We don't want the name of an athlete that he came and met you and he explained you his vulnerabilities or his difficulties. And after meeting you, you build a program for him that actually uprooted all his issues and then helped him to elevate or perform at the next level.
Yeah, I've many examples. I have a lot of fighters, It's not easy to go inside the cage. So you always
Fighters,
have
yeah? MMA fighters.
MMA fighter, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of champions and a lot of great fighters. It's very hard to remember why you have to go in the cage every time, because some of them loved it. So this is
Okay.
like they love to fight. It's like, but there's always ups and downs, and what it takes. The cage is not the problem. It's the preparation. 6 weeks diets to lose weight, to make the weight, the cut few days before. The gain as well is not great. A lot of fighters, they make like $10,000, for a fight when it costs them $10,000 to get prepared. It's a lot of pressure, it's a lot of things. So it's not so much on the physical, it's more on the trying to find the motivation. And we work a lot on leaving the motivation on the side and focusing rather on motivation, focusing on the inspiration, what inspired them to do that. So when you remind someone the core reason, the inspiration the person has for the purpose, then the person will perform. If the performance is linked to the motivation, if the person is not motivated the day of the fight, nothing will come. So what overcome motivation? Discipline. So we say this sentence, do it angry, do it sick, do it when you want to, do it when it's rain, but do it. That's discipline. Now, the reason to keep your discipline, it's inspiration. So sometimes we just simply work on inspiring people. Because we need inspiration.
I can actually relate this to the great MMA fighter. I mean, one of the greatest MMA fighter, Khabib. I mean, for him, motivation is not about the money or any other aspects. For him, it's all about inspiration.
But his father, yeah.
Yeah, it's about his father, his story about his father. And
everyone has different motivation, but this is in case more inspiration. He's inspired to do things. And that's why he retired when he lost the inspiration. He understood it was enough for him. And he is maybe inspired to do something else, to invest, to build his legacy,
So you think that could be a perfect example of someone who's maybe from an inspiration aspect rather than being attaching a motivation to it?
Could be a good example indeed, yeah. But really, it's very particular with everyone. I know some fighters, they're not ready to retire because they love to fight. They really enjoy it. And even if that, they're damaging the body, the mental health, it's still going to go because it's almost an addiction. Like football player, it's very hard for football player. Good football player, even when they, as like in civilians, they're not supposed to play. If there is a football next to them, they will play with it. It's like kids. It's the driven by the passion. So when you're driven by something you love and you don't perform the way you're supposed to, it's very traumatic. And then you start feeling guilt, and guilt will turn into sadness, eventually to depression. So that's why a lot of football players, they enter into depression as soon as they don't perform. And the system doesn't help them, because if you score, you're the best. If you stop scoring, everyone forgets about even your name, So it's very, very hard. So they need a lot of support. And all of them, they have like psychological support, and because you need to understand failure. How do you come back after an injury? How you come back after failure? This is very, very important. It's beyond the physical. The physical must be there. It's a must. Otherwise, you will not gonna make it.
Okay.
But beyond that, what makes a football player a champion? This is the gap. What makes a winner or loser? Winner tried one more time.
Correct. And that's the difference between
we
good
all
and great.
loser until we win, or we all winner before we try one more time. Like the win is waiting for us. We just need to keep trying.
How beneficial is yoga for females, especially when in regulating their moods and emotions? Because sometimes their emotions or moods are vulnerable to because of their biofunctional issues as well, the menstrual cycles and all. So how does yoga help them to balance that?
The woman who's watching, they're gonna hate you, man.
Yeah.
Well, there is a biological difference, of course, with the estrogen and with the menstruation cycle. And I would say, regardless if you a man, a woman, injured, desirable, in perfect health. There is always a benefit to practice any type of yoga. It's not just gonna help.
The idea was that, especially women's, when actually
Yeah,
they
let's
have
understand.
their
Yeah,
monthly
yeah,
cycle,
there is. Yeah,
their moods are regulated,
I
not because they
think-
want it, it's just because sometimes it's just natural.
yeah, the endocrine system works in a bit different way. Yeah, so I know men's they're more moody
Okay.
than some women, especially they don't have the menstruation, but still like they're very. So that's why I'm telling you, it's like regardless, man, woman, everyone needs to be able to control emotions, and yoga will teach anyone. And in your example, woman who's going through some unknown changes of fluctuation of moods, to be able to step back a little bit, regulate whatever come their way, and be able to manage it better. This is what yoga does. We don't control our emotion, we don't control our thoughts, but we allow them to go. So thoughts are coming to our mind, and emotion are coming to our nervous system, or like central of feelings. Basically, we just need to let them go. That's what is important. That's what yoga teaches you. It's okay to get angry, just don't hold on to it. Don't be attached to your emotions or your thoughts. And once again, sutra number 2, non-attachment.
Yeah, this is something which I've really I got a new enlightenment today about your non-attachment.
The
and
real
mindfulness.
power is not to be attached, even to yourself, to your health, to your kids. No attachment, non expectation. It's the superpower, and that's why some autists people with a very light level of autism, like Elon Musk, like Messi, like they usually have like Asperger.
What do you mean by it?
It's the name of the level of autism they have.
Okay.
They suffer from like Asperger.
Okay.
That's the name of the level of autism. So what's autism basically somehow is like those people, they have difficulty to feel empathic, which make them very good in business, because if they have to cut any sensitive decision, they will be able to do it without much back and forth. And so empathy can be a fence when you take decision, when you put yourself into the situation of someone. So you have compassion also, can be this has to do also with attachment. My point is that if you want to take wise decision, don't be attached. Don't even be attached to the outcome of your decision. In this case, it's called expectation. If you expect 1,000 and you receive 999, you will be obsessed with the one you didn't receive. If you expect 0, if you have 0, 1, you will be happy for the 0 one you have. So expectation, attachment, it's all the things that can be very tricky. So you have to make sure that you on top of it, as human.
Since you said about detachment, there is so much of geopolitical tensions that's going on around the world, and there is so much of information that is coming on our YouTube, or even on the phone, WhatsApp messages, Instagram messages. How to see this, or how to actually look at it, and yet be not attached to it in terms of discussion, in terms of getting in a conversation with someone, even in terms of giving your opinion on it, because nothing is in our hands. How to remain detached from it, even while you're watching it?
Yeah, you said something right. You can just you will suffer if you try to change things that you have no control on. So this is things that you have no control on. So now it's the way you receive it. You have to receive it with distance. Don't get emotional. Don't get emotionally involved with everything you watch. Try to really step back. Once again, there's no secret. It's a decision. If you read news now, if you decide to get involved, if oh no, this is terrible, what can I do? Of course, you'll be affected. But if you take it as an information, okay, this happened. Is it true, not true? What consequences it will have? We don't know at this stage. Okay, life move on.
Do you get affected?
I try not to. No. Really, I really try not to.
How do you disengage yourself?
Like this, like I said, I read, I take the information for what it is, I do my own analysis. I don't react on it. If this require a response, I check and double check. If it's interesting, if it's not interesting, if I feel it's nothing, I just wave it. I don't put my energy there.
What's the easiest way to manage anxiety? Or the simplest way to manage anxiety?
To be at the present moment. To stop imagining what could happen. To let it come to you.
Okay. How do you stop imagining something that you want to? How do you
Breathwork.
relate it with your ambition?
That's different. Ambition has to do with goal and objective.
Yeah.
Everyone needs goal and objective, and if your ambition is big, then you have to set a method to implement it. Anxiety has to do with the anticipation of the result, with the expectation. So have no expectation. Do something for what it is. For example, do a project because you like it. Don't do a project because you hope that this will make you a billionaire, because you'll be focused on the wrong wrong side, the wrong path. Put your energy of making it happen correctly. And then eventually you'll have the outcome that you hope. But don't expect and don't stop if it's not exactly what you want.
And only if you put the pressure, if you put the pressure, then anxiety by default will come.
Yeah. It's just move this energy, because at the end of the day, everything is energy. Just make it to focus on your task.
Yeah, I mean,
You have more question?
We touched on so
That's a
many.
long podcast.
Yeah,
It's amazing. We had
yeah.
love conversation.
No, I mean, we touched on so many aspects, on especially on you being a guru. I mean, I just wanted to understand your perspective as well of how do you manage yourself, and there are many things that you explained on. Now, going back to one fundamental question is, how do you implement the discipline? Because discipline will then lead me to follow some practice. And many times, even if I desire to be disciplined, it's beyond my control.
Okay.
How do I
Do
basically...
you brush your teeth every day?
Yeah.
This is discipline. Why do you brush your teeth every day?
For hygiene.
Okay. Why?
It's just an habit.
Okay. And what's the purpose of that?
To keep my teeth for a longer period.
So once you will understand that to keep your body for a longer period, you need to do that, this is your discipline. It's very easy. The day you stop brushing your teeth, you'll have like infection, you lose your teeth, you won't be able to eat, you won't be able to do anything. Yeah. So this is the same thing. Just now you have an example with teeth, just find example with your entire body. And the day that you understand that this is your way of living longer, having a better relationship with people, being more successful, access abundance, then trust me, you'll do it every day.
Do you find students that face similar problems like what I'm facing?
Everyone, even myself. I have to remind myself every time when I do something.
So those challenges are normal?
Absolutely normal. And the day this will become automatic, then this become a problem. That means you become a robot. That means you don't do things with purpose, you do things with habit. And this, you have to be careful of that. But you have a lot of time to do that. But there is some people, yeah, it's like an addiction. They're doing yoga morning, night, evening, to the point of destroying even like the body, because what they're doing is not done with all this 8 limb. I mean, the intention is wrong.
So what's the ideal time that I need to do yoga for?
You can do it anytime. I like to do it in the morning, right after like waking up, just 10 minutes, like few sun salutations, good. And then I do my own practice when I have time, when I feel like it. There's no really rule, because I've been doing for some time. At some point I was doing 6 hours of yoga.
6
every
hours?
day. Yeah, I was teaching 9 hours sometimes. Yeah.
1 hour is enough?
9 hours is a lot already. Yeah.
Okay. And
in terms of
do I need to do it
self-practice?
on empty stomach? No, even in a studio.
Studio, yeah. This is the like average. In a studio, make it for like 75 minutes, 90 minutes is good. Especially if your objective is to calm down, you need to understand time. You need to take your time. Empty stomach will be much easier, of course, especially if you do some twists and stuff like that and bend forward.
So empty stomach is the best?
It's the best. It's better. It's not required, but it's better. Let's say don't do it full. If you do it too full, you're going to burp. You're going to vomit. It's turning on every side. It's just logical things. There's no really like law.
How
It's like,
long? So technically, you're saying last 8 years you've been doing yoga, yeah? 8, 9,
yeah, 10.
10 years, yeah? 10 years continuously, I mean,
Mhm.
doing yoga, and it's a great physique that you have.
Getting old now. You see, my
Yeah.
practice since 2 years, I really reduced because now I'm putting my energy in some of the projects. So I keep yoga for my own practice, but I don't practice the way I used to. And I have very few students now,
Yeah?
which most likely are my friends. I do one-to-one with handpicked CEOs and like people that I resonate with and I'm practicing something. I barely take new clients, but if I like someone, I can do.
Allaoua, I find a lot of students or, a young Gen Zs suffering from attention disorder.
ADD.
Yeah? Can yoga fix this?
Before
I'm
everything,
not talking from the health aspect or from the therapy aspect, but at
the
least
habits.
can it bring from the habit aspect, or at least reduce the
The parents has to fix it. This is not about yoga. Yoga, of course, will help, but it is a problem of the parents. It's a problem of allowing too much social, allowing too much screen time. This is very bad. So you need to go back to the root of the problem. And yoga can be one of the way to fix it. So instead of watching your phone, put them to jujitsu, put them into yoga class, put them in calisthenics, put them in gymnastics. Don't let them have fun in the house for too long. Don't let them watch iPad and stuff like that. Yoga, it's a tool for like in this perspective. It's very hard to ask mindfulness from kids. For example, I have two boys, 7 and 4. They meditate every day. They pray, they meditate, they sit, they breathe. When they're very upset at each other when they fight, you can hear them doing like try to. So they understood that it's for the benefit. And also they see us, me and my wife, they see me meditating a lot, see me like trying to stay calm. Even when they piss me off to the point I want to kill everyone in the house, they try to let it go, breathe it out, try to understand. You know? Kids will do what you do. They will not do what you ask. So if yourself, you spend your day on the phone, don't ask them. So that means you have to change yourself first. It's a message for all the parents.
Yeah, I mean, this is a message for all the parents, actually. If the parents are on the phone, of course, the kids are going to copy.
They can be on the phone, but not in front of the kids.
So technically, yeah, I mean, it's very easy. It's difficult for telling a child to be mindful rather than then put him in a good habit. So eventually, he will be mindful of the good habit.
The children, they're born mindful. If you look at any baby, it will always have the bottle or be breastfed, and then they will collapse and look up to the wall, to the ceiling for hours trying to understand. This is called contemplation, and this is what we're losing as an adult. It's very important to go back to it. It's a form of meditation because you're receiving information, you're receiving power, you're receiving energy. But you're too busy thinking about your phone.
Couple of questions more. Allaoua, I want to know that there are many people in my life who I meet them. And being an entrepreneur, I know because we have a co-working space, there are entrepreneurs that are doing very good. They've actually excelled in every part of their life. But yet they feel lost. Yet they feel unfulfilled. What's the reason?
It can be different. There can be like different. I mean, I went there, so I can tell you better than anyone. I had everything I wanted. I feel unfulfilled. So yoga filled me up. It can be a phase, it can be, it depends if they are 30s, in the 20s and 30s and 40s. It depends what's the quality of relationship they have. But ultimately, if you feel lost, that means you're losing the connection with yourself. So what I will advise them is to try to reconnect with who they are. And then they will know. And when you know, you don't feel lost. And you can
What's the first step to do that?
meditation, breathwork.
Okay.
Pause, don't use your phone. Remove distraction for sometimes. Not during the day, but just for 5 minutes. And usually when you feel lost, you're scared to look. You're scared to know why. It's like you don't feel very healthy and you're scared to go make a scanner because you say, maybe I'm going to find something. This is easy scanner to do. You do it just with your eyes. But and guess what? Just tell them it's okay to feel lost. It's fine. You don't need to be happy all the time. You don't need to find solution to every time. You're successful. That's great. Keep this as an asset. Now try to understand what makes you happy.
Yeah.
And your purpose. Accumulation of pleasure doesn't make you happy.
Okay.
It's not happiness.
Can you break it down?
Yeah. Whatever you like, if you like to play golf, if you like to eat this, the problem when you're wealthy, sometimes you can get lost and mistake pleasure for happiness. Happiness, you find happiness by achieving, you find happiness by connecting, by experiencing. You don't find happiness by buying, by owning, by multiplying massage and good food. And if you have too much pleasure, then you will lose completely happiness. You need pleasure needs to be temporary, rare, and enjoyed, not all the time. So maybe there is something to be done also in this. And if you feel down and lost, going buy a new watch doesn't make you be more happy. But maybe traveling somewhere you haven't been, maybe meeting someone, maybe trying something new, go drive a karting, jumping in free flyer, like take a boat and go somewhere, fish, go for a hike.
Do you think many people are aware of the difference between pleasure and happiness?
I think the society is blurring the line. Because they make you believe your happiness to have the latest iPhone, your happiness is to have this amount of followers, happiness is to go eat to this restaurant and show to the world that you've been to this restaurant. The line are very blurry. It's very hard. And that's why the kids now, they're lost. Because they don't know, they don't have the same structure that we had. I think we are the last generation. Because we're the generation of internet. So how old are you?
I'm 38.
Yeah, so we have same. I'm like 41. So all the kids born in the 80s, we grew up with internet. That means like we were like teenage and internet come. And we were already adults. So we had already our value, we had already our strong mind when the smartphone came. But the generation who born with a smartphone, it would be a bit complicated for them.
Do you believe pleasure is temporary and happiness is eternal?
Alors, happiness is not eternal and pleasure it's temporary, yes. If pleasure is eternal, then it's hell. If you love strawberry, if you eat strawberry all the time because you love it, if you spend your life eating strawberry, trust me, after a few days you're going to be very sick. You need to balance things. You cannot just enjoy. You have also to sacrifice. You have also to suffer. You have also to move on.
Yeah, but
Very present.
But when we see about, I was thinking time is a very relative experience. For someone, 1 hour can be 24 hours, and for someone, 24 hours can be 1 hour. So look at an example, like someone can be happy for 24 hours, and that 24 hours can just move in 1 hour. And for someone who's suffering in 1 hour will look like 24 hours.
Yeah. So it's a matter of perception once again. Okay. If we look at this, this clearly look like a bottle of water, right? Now, if you look like this, it looks like a circle,
a
cylinder with the back cylinder at the back. If you look like this, maybe look like a line and arrow. If you look like this, then you look only at one cylinder to go through it only. So, is it the same thing? Yeah, it's the same object. Do you see it 4 times in a different way? Yes, because 4 times you change your point of view. So it's a perception.
Do you think we are overstimulating our mind every day? Do you think that our brain or the noise around us is overstimulating our energies?
I think noise is energy. If you learn how to channel it, yeah, you can use it as pure energy. If you don't channel it, it will be chaos and it will like drag you down.
What's your top 3 mantras to stay as a top performer?
Well, the mantra that I created, it's my top one. And I created for every inhale is a blessing, every exhale is a healing.
Okay.
I explain it why. Because every inhale is gratitude and every exhale allowed you to let go. I like the mantra. It's more like a quote, but about presence. That we call the present moment present because it's a gift, Whatever is in the past is behind. Whatever is in the future is not happened yet. So you have to focus on the present moment. And another is not really a mantra. It's more like a Roman quote who said like "Si vis pacem para bellum," which means if you want peace, you be ready for war. So this is also part of my philosophy. The yoga style that I create is called the warrior flow, because I believe the life is a fight and we need to be ready to fight. So yoga will prepare you to be strong. And we say something in yoga, we are getting ready, we don't know why, but the date will come, we will be ready. So yoga getting you ready for anything.
Wow, what a deep thought.
It's not for me. It's okay.
Coming back to the subject, actually, when I said about overstimulating, I was referring to because the dopamine is so high when you watch the mobile and you're so addicted to it that in the next 15-20 minutes, if you don't watch the mobile, you somewhere get lost.
Yeah, that's fear of missing out also. Yeah, just be strong. Don't watch it.
Yeah, that's the dopamine.
Yeah. It's like, see, I was smoking before. It was very hard for me to stop smoking like everyone. I stopped smoking for many times, for maybe 10 years. One day I decided I will not smoke again. It was hard, it was tough. For many years after that, I feel I wanted to smoke, but I didn't smoke. Your life is in your hands, man. This is discipline. Decide to do it and do it. If you feel that using your phone too much is like damaging your mood, damaging your... Stop using your phone.
How do I
Be strong.
choose? How do I choose? Give me a tip to choose that this is the right practitioner that I should go for yoga. Give me some sort of...
Try. You will decide, not me. It's not me to say. It's not my place to say. Like you're asking me, like tell me if I eat this, I'll feel better or not. I'm a nutritionist. I will teach you what is good for you. Then it's your choice to choose. I cannot eat for yourself.
So it's a complete search and discovery process.
Completely. So see, we say there is 3 positions as a parent to help kids. You can be in front of the kid, next to the kid, or behind the kid. There's only one that is valuable. It's when you're behind. When you're in front of your kid, you will cover the path. They will not find their own path. When you're next to them, they will not take their own decision because they already refer to you. When you are behind, you are here to support them. So you let them do their own mistake, find their own path, answer their own question. And if they fail or if they need support, they turn and you're here. So the same thing with yoga. Yoga is here to support you. So you have to try. You have to do. Don't expect anything.
Can you give me one tip? Because almost billions of people sit on desk every day while they are working. And I'm sure that this posture will be affecting their longevity.
Yeah, we're not meant to sit on a chair.
We are not meant, right? Can you give me some tip of how he can continue to work on the desk and yet still practice some yoga tips?
Honestly, the best thing is to stand every hour. Just to stand, walk a little bit, go to bathroom, go have a glass of water. If you stand often, it's fine. Then you can push back your sits. Sit with open mind, hands open, shoulder press, and you can just bring your right ear to your right shoulder for a few breaths, then your left ear to your left shoulder for a few breaths. You can turn your head to the right for a few breaths, turn your head to the left for a few breaths. Look at your belly button for a few breaths, look up, and there you go. And you can come back and you're good for another hour. You can do the same with the hip. You lean back, you bring your left foot on your right knee, you bend forward, it will relax your left glutes. You do the other side, right foot, left knee. You lean forward, you stretch your glutes. Once you're here, you can make a little twist here, releasing the lumbar, and then again, you go for another 2 hours with no pain. Just be able to find some movements that you can do, like time to time, so it will not damage your structure too much.
Does yoga help me to resolve my sleep patterns?
Of course. Melatonin. You don't sleep because you don't have enough melatonin in your pineal gland. If you put your head on the floor, you do ∑mascara, you stay still, you breathe, it will manage the melatonin level into your brain. So you'll be able to find... I was working with the cabin crew to fix their jet lag miss pattern.
Okay.
Yoga was helping everything.
So she is the so.
Unless we do it now, because like it takes hours to do it, but this is possible. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
So you'll find a lot of cabin crews who are actually suffering jet lag comes to you.
All of them.
Okay.
Mhm. I designed program for them to feel better, to actually find ways to sleep. Like the Navy SEALs, they can sleep in 7 breaths. They breathe 7 times on the air, they sleep. Then they open their eyes because they have to stay on the battlefield. This is technique. These are my techniques. This is like things I've learned with Russian special forces, with military, so you just have to disconnect, and there is a way to do that. And watching your phone is not a way to disconnect. It's a way to actually make it worse.
Can you share me one tip of, or at least this discipline?
Yeah, just breathing.
Of this in just 7 breathe you sleep.
Yeah, just do 7 mindful breaths. Exactly, see, it's the same one as we did today. You lay down, back straight, squeeze your shoulder blades, close your eyes. You inhale through the nose, and you say, I inhale. You exhale through the nose and say, I exhale. I inhale, I exhale, I inhale, I exhale. And try.
And they temporarily pass off.
If it doesn't work, that means you didn't do correctly. You didn't do I inhale. If you don't say I inhale, you don't say I exhale. But if you say it, I inhale, I exhale, I inhale, I exhale.
Just 7 or 8.
It's
And this is how.
well, if you don't have a strong disorder sleeping pattern, it works very well all the time.
So this is how mostly soldiers,
They have
practice.
different technique, but they have things like this. But yeah, they use tricks. They do like kind of biohacking stuff,
So do you train soldiers?
I train with the soldiers.
You train with the soldiers.
15 years, yeah, with the Russian special forces. Yeah.
And what were their techniques?
To sleep?
Yeah.
I can explain it now.
Yeah.
You need to understand yourself. You need to understand what trigger your sleeping pattern. When you understand that, then you can go. But I'm not an expert in that. There is many sleeping experts on YouTube. They give love tricks, But for some people it will work good. Some people it will work more or less. But the one I just share with you now, this breath work for everyone as long as you do it correctly. As long as you're really focusing on saying I inhale, I exhale. As long as you don't think about I cannot sleep, I have to do this tomorrow, I'm very stressed for this. As soon as your mind slide to that, you have to go back to the pattern and again do it for another 7 times. It takes as much time as you need, but at some point your body will be so oxygenated, so relaxed, your mind will be so tired of focusing that boom.
Hello, you said that you worked with soldiers.
Mhm.
I want to ask you that what sort of problems do they have? And how to keep them motivated? How do they keep them motivated?
Well, I didn't work with soldiers. I was training as a student with Russian special forces, with spetsnaz, and was training combat. I was training or learning how to fight, how to manage fear, how to be ready for combat, and how to physically fight as well. So it's not
What
me.
keeps them going on? What's the mindset?
You mean on the battlefield?
Yeah.
Soldiers, they usually fight for something bigger than them. They fight for the value, they fight for the family, they fight for what they believe in, they fight for the nation, for the country. So they accept the risk. So there's no risk for them anymore. They just move with it. It's not like civilians who every time you remember that you can die, They know they can die. They know they're probably going to die at some point. But it have been accepted before. So they just enjoy every second they live. Usually the wiser and happier people that I met are usually soldiers.
Yeah.
They're very wise, because when you see death in the eyes, then you value life much more than anyone. Your life is granted. You wake up in the morning, everything is good for you, you have breakfast, you talk
That's
to
a
your
gift.
friend. Yeah. When you're in the battlefield and you can and bomb exploding, just me, the life has not the same value. When you come back to your peaceful time, like, oh, thanks God.
I just want you to, now there are young entrepreneurs who actually are building businesses. And there's a lot of expectations around their shoulders. They have to take care of their families while they're building businesses. At the same time, they have to take care of their employees as well while they're building and making sure that their commitments are fulfilled. What's your message to them? How they should actually build a fulfilled life while they are actually working full time and while they are building their careers, how they should actually, so that they have the least mental traumas that they go through work At the same time, they are able to achieve their objectives of what they've planned for themselves and for their company.
Honestly, this is a very wide question. I don't have any magic recipe. I don't think anyone has magic, but always going back to balance. Put on a paper the amount of hours that you have per day. You know, for example, you wake up at 7 and you sleep at 9, whatever. So in this, put what is important for you to do. Dedicate 2 hours for this, 3 hours for that. And just try to keep holding on to that. I mean, if you decide you're going to go play paddle, go play paddle. If you decide that you have 2 hours to fix the problem, fix it in the 2 hours. If you cannot fix it today, then fix it tomorrow. Don't extend things. So organization and discipline. So organization is to plan, and discipline is to implement it the way you planned it. This is a very, very good key of... and fix time when you don't have to do anything. When you can
The idea
just...
is how to balance your life.
It's all about balance, yeah.
It's a way to balance your life so that...
Find empty time. Put empty time when you can just go home and rest. When you don't have to do anything, but every time you don't have to do anything, you can be. And be beats do. Yeah.
Do you believe that in the whole 24 hours, there have to be a slot where you don't have to do anything?
I just say, yeah.
I just picked it from there.
Yeah. Time for yourself.
So just say that between
Like 2
these
hours,
2 hours, nothing.
Nothing planned.
Nothing planned.
Do what you like. And this can be a great space to do yoga. Great space to go for hiking. Great space to walk. Great space to call someone that you haven't talked to since a long time. Great space to call your mother and tell her you love her. Great space to go eat something that you really like, to go have an ice cream. Great space to go do karting. Do something for yourself. Not every day, but in the week, like you have twice 2 hours. It's your time.
So Allaoua, that the last final rapid questions that I would ask you is yoga in a studio or yoga in nature?
Nature.
Morning yoga or night yoga?
Morning.
Asanas or breathwork first?
Breathwork.
10 minutes of daily yoga or 1 hour once a week?
10 hours.
10 minutes?
10 hours.
10 hours, yeah.
No, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Every day I think is better.
Is it? Yeah. Solo yoga practice or maybe a guided one?
If you beginner, guided. Solo is for the advanced.
One daily yoga habit that can change someone's life in 30 days.
Smile to strangers once a day.
What's the biggest myth about yoga people still believe?
Yoga is for girls.
Okay. I think after listening to this conversation of 2 hours, what I can summarize is that I think the yogic life, there is a science around it in a way that will help you to get clarity, get physically fit, would give you clarity. As well, there is a path to go to peaceful mind. And how to eliminate the noise around it, listen to the noise and yet be detached. What I've got through this entire year.
Surrender, yeah. Correct, yeah.
And I think this is something that I think I'm missing, at least as a person.
You will always have noise. You will always feel sad. You will always feel guilty. You always feel low. This is life. But it's not eternal. It's temporary. So use this when you feel bad and enjoy when you feel good.
And I'm sure that keeping a schedule for a yoga, a practice in your 7 days, maybe at least a minimum of 3 days, I think can drastically change your life.
It does.
Yeah. And especially when you have given 2 focuses on trying to do the asanas and the breathworks. Breathwork is something that can be simply done while sitting and working. If you can remove those 10-15 minutes of breathwork, I think that can have a drastic impact on your moods, on your emotions, on your mind.
It will.
And so many other aspects of your well-being.
Definitely.
Does it make sense?
A lot.
Thank you so much, Allaoua. I mean, thank
Thank
you
you,
so
brother.
much. Yeah, thank you. Lovely. Yeah.